Hi, my name is RF Starr, and I'm a senior consultant with HSDA International in Los Angeles. We have offices in London, Mexico, and New York. I've been in the investigative industry 31 years. I've worked with law enforcement agencies from US DOJ to Customs to local. We employ both former federal and local law enforcement here at HSDA International. Let me tell you a little bit about what we do. Whatever your situation is, whatever you're involved in, we try to custom tailor an investigation that will give you the best outcome. We are a pro-reactive agency, we are result-oriented, and we're looking to serve our clients to the best possible capacity. And the only way we can do that is to know exactly what your problems are. If you have an issue and you feel that we can help you, please avail yourself to our website. One of our many investigators would be happy to sit down and speak with you. Thank you for your time. Today we're going to talk about a pretty sensitive subject, and that's fraud. And that's fraud in general. Right now we're in an economic climate where I can tell you, based on the experience of this office, we're seeing more of it than even we like to. My God, these people have become so creative, from 530.8 identity theft to real estate scams, mortgage scams, you name it, they're figuring out a smarter mousetrap. If you've been the victim of any kind of fraud, whether it's corporate, workplace, personal, you've been scammed in a loan situation or modifying your mortgage, we at HSDA really have the staff and the ability to help you. We work closely with law enforcement. We work with many different law offices. We can provide the right attorney if necessary. But what I really want you folks to think about is that think how difficult it is that when you've been the victim of fraud, you've already expended resources you don't have. Now you're going to run to a lawyer, or you're going to run, and what a lot of people don't realize, and maybe you do realize this, the district attorney's office will only look at a fraud case if it's $500,000 or above, case-by-case basis. It'll go to LAPD bunco or sheriff's bunco or any of these crime units, and these are professionals that want to help you, and these are people that really know what they're doing. But what I can tell you from experience is they've got a caseload. They've got a caseload. They're dealing with thousands and hundreds of cases, and you know what? Hopefully they can get to you, but a lot of times you're going to be sitting on the back burner. And that's not to say that these people are not doing their job, because they are. What I'm saying to you is that we can offer an immediate solution and a much more rapid response than any law enforcement agency, usually in these matters. Let me give you an example. We had an individual in our office about 2 months ago. We had an individual in our office about 2 months ago, we had an individual in our office about 2 months ago that had a Russian bride. This man was 37 years old, very successful contractor, met this woman through the internet. He became a little suspicious, deeply in love, was even afraid to come to an investigator, was referred by his attorney. And it took us about 2.5 weeks, and we found out that her cousin was actually her brother who was living with them. These people genuinely had the idea in mind that they were going to bilk this man for everything that they could, and then they were going to flee. It's a difficult situation, and a lot of times, let me address something else. When people are older and they've been the victim of fraud, they don't want to report it. We would encourage you, if you're the victim of fraud, to go to any law enforcement agency that will take your crime report. But what we believe is our philosophy here at HSDA, depending on the case, we feel we can give you a much more response and rapid answer to a fraud situation than most people. Again, we have many law enforcement officials that are retired, that work both as investigators and consultant, but we look at each case on a very individual basis, and we try to provide the most personalized service that we possibly can. And what we even encourage you is go to some other investigators. We'd like to see you do that first. When you come to HSDA, if we can't help you, we're not going to entertain the idea of taking your case, I can assure you. And again, we're in a climate where fraud is rampant. If we can help in any way, please feel free to go to our website.